G'day YouTubers, and thank you for tuning into today's voting video on YouTube. This is one video here I did not want to ever start producing on my YouTube channel, and I'm making this video. Guess what time it is? It is on the 13th of January, which is on a Monday, where it's pretty much better than just thinking about Friday the 13th, because hey, clearly any day can somehow be enticingly, well, let's just say, unlucky at times. But looking at the amount of content will obviously represent what my YouTube channel has gone into. And obviously, I'm just making some very big clearances because I'm going to be on about my YouTube channel, and so far, a complete misconception of what I've actually been talking about of late. Now, the first thing to know about my YouTube channel is the main thing is that I haven't been starting to rename all of my other, well, let's just say more recent and also later, well, let me just say other videos which have been earlier uploaded. Obviously haven't uploaded that much because I did say in 2025 I am going to be pretty much making lesser content, less videos, as I've just entered in 2025, even though, strangely enough, yeah, you can definitely see why. In fact, I'm actually straightforward, entirely busy. Well, I have to say, let's take a look at the analytics first before I take a look at the content later on, because honestly, there's going to be some very shocking anomalies of what's going on with the number of subscribers here, and you can definitely see on the long run. This is actually all the way from the end of, well, let's just say mid-December, and as I can start to see, there's a complete change of what's going on with the number of subscribers that have been going on my YouTube channel. And as you can see, the number of subscribers is absolutely incredible. And in the long run, you can definitely see how much it has gone through. Obviously, that is 365 days. Let's take a look in 2019. So I'm starting to see how my YouTube channel has grown. The channel growth has actually started to progress in, but it's not telling me how many subscribers do I have on my YouTube channel. And if I go to community, okay, let's not look into that because I do know that some of these comments aren't really that great in terms of how much I trust. But overall, I've noticed, despite how much I've uploaded, what's been very disappointing about my YouTube channel is that only 13% of my videos is on the YouTube search. 69.7% of my videos are suggested videos, which makes it as quite a high amount. As sad as it sounds, only 6.5% of my videos are in the browser features. On the channel page, it's about 4.6, 3.9 for other YouTube features, and then others, it's 2.4%. So that's actually overall really, really bad to hear. So what's going on? One thing I may have noticed is that I've actually got WhatsApp, and I've actually noticed a lot of my videos on YouTube, that is actually quite somehow interesting. And wow, I can't believe it. There's quite a lot of interesting things here. I didn't notice about my traffic. That's somehow quite nice. Wow, I can't believe it. There's all kinds of different things. Different sources of whatever things of late have just happened on my YouTube channel. Like, oops, sorry, I've just farted. People using my videos as part of their playlists or even as part of their content. Okay, I'm gonna have to try and get this straightforward. Like, I know it's okay, I've already seen other YouTubers using other people's content, but the problem is that YouTube will not always straightforward comply to any other YouTuber who uses other people's content. And I've seen with other people's content, when they make their own videos, other people will just come along and use it as a basis, just like me in a sense. But let me just go ahead and just not mention that much, because I know there's quite a few YouTubers like, Leo Can Video, etc. I won't name a few. Okay, so, or even Ashens. If you know Stuart Ashen, you can definitely tell why. But what's interesting is that a lot of my videos, which have actually grown a lot of audiences, have been relatively low. So why have they become absolutely bad? And I know there's some top performing videos here. The one which is of course about the train ride that I had in Malaysia. In fact, one or two train rides that I did somehow. In fact, I think when I was in Malaysia, I think all of this content relating to Malaysia has made it completely and utterly amazing. Wow, I can't believe it. This is actually quite impressive. Again, still, I've got a very big stronghold of people watching on my YouTube channel who live in the UK. Apparently, one thing I've noticed is that there's also people watching, well, of course, the United States of America are also people watching my YouTube channel as well. India, yes. Malaysia, yes, I can definitely tell because I've just flown to Malaysia many, many times. Brazil, thank you very much, Brazil. Thank you, Brazil. It's an amazing country to have that many people out there. Indonesia is another country. And Vietnam. No surprise, Vietnam has also been welcomed right over here. That's somehow quite nice. Looking at the metric status of what I'm going up to here. The last 365 days. And there's actually quite a few people around here who have been watching my YouTube channel. A lot of people from the Philippines, Canada, and France, they've actually watched my YouTube channel. Somehow that's amazing. But if I go towards lifetime, if I have a look at Australia, and if I go ahead into this color here, only just a few proportionate amount of people who have been watching on my YouTube channel make it as such. And only just a few. If I go to bar chart, it might be very distinguishable. Only about 139 people, and looking at this, it's not that very high. Like, looking at it, it's not that very bright for the number of viewers in Australia, so that's quite relatively low, and I don't know why am I not seeing that many Australian viewers on my YouTube channel, even though I've published a lot of like Sydney New Year's firework displays and whatnot. So it's interesting. I'm actually starting to see how my YouTube has been doing. Okay, best part is that whenever I'm doing videos like these, I don't look at content like this. I don't really, follow the way it's like. Okay, I won't try and do something that will be very, very trendy just because, trends seem to, they don't really work. They don't really seem to like help in the way my YouTube channel can go because it does not meet the certain criteria of what my YouTube channel is like. But nevertheless, it seems like every day I've started to upload video day after day after day, and it's amazing that the number of views is increasing. So that really is amazing. That really is just somehow amazing. If I take a look at the dips, here's one here. This is one video that I've just watched. I've watched it, but then, of course, it gets pretty low. It gets a complete droughtage of just how much peaks and droughts there are, and it just gets lower and lower and lower. Okay, absolutely bad. So what's going on with my YouTube channel? Why? Yeah, I've just noticed they're still on the low side. It's just absolutely horrible. I've just seen that. Maybe I need to think of some much more fundamental ideas. I think the good old days of toy reviewing is no longer my part on my YouTube channel. It's almost like I've just gone through a period where I started my YouTube channel. Oh my goodness me! Why am I getting dyslexia? In 2018, I started my YouTube channel, and then all of a sudden it felt like as if it was 2007. But then as my YouTube channel progressed, it then started to progress more into like, it sort of felt like as if it was going up to another period of time. Like, 2020 was kind of like, well, let me just say, it was just almost like the transition between humble beginnings into better middle parts of what my YouTube channel was like. And then 2021 was like, I had some nasty copyright strikes, just like back in 2012 when other YouTube channels had to deal with some very serious issues back then. And that other kind of stuff because of the Content ID tool. But then, everything was sorted in 2022, but then things just got worse. I think it instantly hit. It felt like as if my YouTube channel was feeling a little bit like 2016 or 2017. Obviously, but then, we now lack, in fact, now going up to proper 2018, it's now becoming this, where videos which have become, like, for example, if I did toy reviews, videos in which they have been made to accustomed children is no longer the big thing because we're now focusing, that was way before the copper incident that occurred in 2020 or 2019. So I can't quite recall and relating to that. But I do know that the audience targeting now is, of course, Gen Z and also the adult audience. The adult audience seems to pick up much more, and it seems to be much more in the way everything is relevant these days. Anything which is made for kids is now becoming a complete nightmare. It's becoming one of those things. Like, if you look at other videos which, apart from being made for kids, YouTube also got rid of the dislike button as well, and the dislike count as well. It's a complete and abhorrent sort of scenario. Like, it's just depriving to see why YouTube is doing that particular thing. I mean, give me a break. Anyways, let's move on to something that is actually quite very good. So, who remembers seeing this animation right here? I might have to turn down the volume here, because this is the animation that I've made for Christmas, or after Christmas, of 2024. So, this is what I've just made, and there you go. This is the animation I've made for 2024, 2025. Obviously, it's the very last animation I've made for 2024. It's just a simple background of beach huts and crows and seagulls flying, and there was lightning flashing and stuff too. So it was just a subtle background with just like beach waves, which was just coloured less like that. And then the beach waves subsided to make way for otters, camels, deer, the other animals like flamingos, etc., etc., etc. It didn't really matter, or pardon me for that purpose. So, yeah, there you go. Excellent animation there. The flamingos can be seen so far. Here comes the camels, and there's the deer. There it is. So it's just a simple composition of backgrounds being done on Microsoft Paint. The way it's been organized, like, for example, the grass. If I go back to the grass section right here, if I just flip it back over, the grass section was already used from like the rice paddy fields. And okay, other several buildings have also been used, tucked in the background as well. So it's just a custom background being made via other backgrounds. And let me show you one other thing. Those GIFs were made with Ibis Paint. Now, in order to show you this properly, now, looking at this deer here, it may seem very clear, but if I take a look at a bit of a closer scope, there are some persistent green, well, let me just say, chroma key lines, which haven't been really being removed. So, a lot of those chroma key, like, discrepancies have been straightforward, like, being left off. And if I might show you a closer up, and I think it's going to lag the computer here because my computer is it's very, very sensitive to like very, very, very potent amounts of like commands, as if my computer was just, constantly scrolling around or constantly being on the move, as if I'm doing other stuff. It's not that very clear, of course. But, sorry about that, I'm feeling tired, I can't get rid of these bits. I think if I show you, if I click on the deer, if I go to properties, if I double click on the deer, I've only just got about 4 of these background remover components. Now, I was going to do more of this, but then unfortunately, I think because of the fact that it's a bit too small, I couldn't do those background chroma key remover type command thingies. So that's why. The other interesting thing is that if I go back to my usual viewing spot on how I look at things on my YouTube channel, I've actually got like a Chinese New Year flip-up product on the works, because I'm hoping to do like an ultimate toy review of Penguin Cloppo toys later on in, let's just say, maybe when I'm stressed out, or maybe when I'm bored, or maybe just after watching, you know, lots and lots of episodes from maybe a particular show that I haven't seen for like, you know, from like the last 9 or 10 years ago. Let's just say the My Little Pony Friendship is Magic TV show. That would have been a fairly awesome one, because I do know that that show maybe for like little kids, but then, you know, adults love it because of the Boney fandom and whatnot. Oh, crockies! Why does it have to go into the section here? Anyways, I need to try and reload and go back to what I was looking at. Okay, so as I'm gonna go back into VSDC free video editor without pictures of Elon Musk poking out right over in my video on YouTube. Yep, YouTube, this is not set for kids. This is an adult video. Okay, I've now been chronically lazy. Like, I haven't been renaming many of my videos on YouTube just because of how lazy I am. Oh my god. And, oh, pardon me, sorry, I've just farted. Okay. Here I go. That's it. So, okay, here we go. I think I've just left off to where I've gone through and behind. I was actually on about the Ibis Paint animation. So, I've made like copies of otters, copies of flamingos, and I also made copies of camels, but then I've also made like a deer. And all of these images, guess what? They all have movements, because they're basically just a single GIF already being made. And it's very worth it to know how, if I click on this one here, they've got like a little starting point arrow, and then there's also like this section here in which the otters end up at, like this little dot here. Okay, so that's where they sort of end, I think. And, you know, it's simple. Like, I think it's a much more simplistic way of getting like an already made GIF image and posting it into like a background and stuff too. And just like with the rain, the rain itself was also done in a similar fashion, but then it was actually like done with Microsoft Paint. But then once again, to compromise on the fact, I think it didn't have too much pixels, so that's why it was quite easy to, you know, get rid of these little discrepancies even in close-up mode. So the rain was quite relatively successful of getting rid of that much discrepancies and whatnot. But hey, that was just somehow amazing talking about this program, this little animation short thingy that I've done. Like, I've made a GIF of some rainy droppy thingies that they're just literally falling down, and I just literally removed 3 colors, which is really somehow successful. And the more colors I remove, the more easier it sort of defines in the way that the image is straightforward displaying at. And I might as well just straightforward end the video here, because I am straightforward way too tired to make as much video content. But there you go, just a simplistic animation that I've done, as in, like, you know, it's just a basic animation of me making like a beach hut type animation in a stormy scene. And I've also chose the music by Music Bakery. I think it was called, what music was it? I can't really remember the name. The music was, I forgot its name, but I do know it's quite a fairly interesting music piece. Oh man, I think I couldn't work out its name. It's somehow quite beautiful, hey? Oh, the music. It was this one here. I forgot its name, but I can't really remember. Maybe if I go ahead and go ahead and scroll down. I think if I go towards here, Romantic provided by Music Bakery. Oh, that's quite a nice animation. Somehow this is excellent. And I'm also put PLC SDM Berhad because it's both British and Malaysian. And you know what, that kind of stuff. I think I might as well just leave it like that because I won't speak that much because, hey, clearly I got to upload this video and I might have to come along and do more talking about this because I'm just way beyond too overwhelmed on doing too many toy reviews, and also in this case I've been doing too many videos, so I just feel like I need to take a bit of a break because, hey, clearly after that peak in 2024, I think it's time for me to just straightforward relax at this moment now. So anyways, if you really enjoyed this video here, please give this video a like, subscribe for more Flipstat videos in the future, and as always, thanks so much for watching and bye for now.